Is it actually safe for you to eat in Walt Disney World if you have a gluten allergy or celiac disease? For tons of Disney World planning advice, make sure to subscribe to my channel by hitting the red subscribe button down below. I post new content just like this every Tuesday and Thursday. When I was first diagnosed with celiac disease last July, one of my first questions and concerns was, how on earth am I going to manage eating food in Disney World? Since then, I have taken 3 trips down and I have learned a lot along the way. Today, I'm going to share some of the things that I've learned with you. Tip number 1 is to make sure that you mark all of your dining reservations with a gluten allergy. Under special requests, you can checkmark any allergy that your party has, whether it is peanuts and tree nuts, shellfish, gluten, wheat, any of that, and there's also a checkbox for other. You want to make sure that you do select these boxes because it alerts the restaurant that you're coming and that they're going to need to do some special meal prep. You do not have to make any special selections before you go. You'll be able to order just like the rest of your party, but you want to make sure that they do give you an allergy menu so that you can see what you can and cannot have. Now, as we go throughout this video, I am probably going to refer to it as a gluten allergy more often than celiac because people understand what an allergy is. People have no idea what celiac disease is. So, if I say gluten allergy, that is why. Just know that I do have celiac, so I am super sensitive to cross-contamination, which leads me to my next tip. Tip number 2 is always talk to a chef if you have any questions, if you have any concerns. If your waitress or waiter does not seem knowledgeable, do not be afraid to ask to speak to the chef. This is not an uncommon thing with allergies. You will not seem to be like, ugh, you know, they will not like think of you any differently. Just talk to the chef because the chef will come out and they will even make you things that are not on the gluten-free menu if they have the ingredients. For example, we were at the Plaza in October, which is in Magic Kingdom, and they had a Reuben on the menu, and I couldn't eat a Reuben because it's on bread, obviously. And so I just wanted like straight up corned beef and like the stuff that came with it. The waitress had no idea if that was a thing, so she brought the chef out and she was ready to make me literally whatever I wanted. All I wanted was corned beef, so it ended up being pretty easy for her. But she's like, do you want anything with it? I can do this, I can do that. No, I just wanted the corned beef. But she would have done anything for me, I believe. I also like to make sure that I tell everyone that comes in contact with my food that I do have a severe gluten allergy. This way, everyone is kept on the same page and I make sure that no one cross-contaminates anything. Disney has special kitchens or special areas in their kitchens for things that are gluten-free, for things that are peanut-free, shellfish-free, to make sure that nothing gets cross-contaminated. And while they cannot make any 100% guarantees, I personally have never gotten sick in Disney, and I do get sick, so I can tell, and I've never had a problem. Tip number 3 is for buffets. Do not eat off buffets. That's the tip. Now, if you just have a gluten intolerance or you are not sensitive to cross-contamination, you might be okay. But if you have any sort of severe allergy or celiac disease, don't eat off the buffets. I have heard that some people might give you a little bit of an issue with this, but you need to talk to the chef at every buffet and insist that they bring you new food from the back. This is because when people are scooping the corn onto their plate and they touch their chicken fingers that they put on the plate, that spoon now is contaminated in the corn, and when you scoop your corn onto your plate, you're getting the gluten from those chicken fingers. So it's really easy to get sick at buffets. However, if the chef scoops it in the back for you and brings it to you that way, you're much less likely to get sick. At buffets, they also will sometimes be able to make you something that's not on the buffet with the ingredients that they have. So that's just another good reason to do that. Now, if you just have the intolerance or a mild allergy, the chef will also come out and talk to you and take you through the buffet and show you everything that you can eat. So that's a really great way to make sure that you won't get sick because the ingredient is out there. Unfortunately, this tip goes hand in hand with the 4th one, which is you cannot safely eat from the festival booths at Epcot. I was crushed when I learned this. We went for Flower and Garden Festival in March, and there were a lot of things on the Flower and Garden menu this year that I was super excited to try. One of the first things, I think it was like a crispy orange chicken, and it was one of the first booths in the festival if you went to Canada, and I saw it and I said, yes! Got in line and I asked. I always mention it no matter where I am that I have the allergy. And I said, is this safe for celiac? And the cast member looked at me and he said, everything that's marked GF is really just gluten friendly. Nothing is gluten free. I was heartbroken. I was really upset. He said that the kitchens that they're making them in, like they're preparing the food in this tiny little festival booth, and there is no way for them to possibly guarantee that stuff hasn't been cross-contaminated. So if you have any cross-contamination concerns, just, it's not worth the risk. You can eat anything from any of the places that are always there that would be gluten-free. You can't just eat anything, but like food that is gluten-free, you can eat from the regular places that are there all the time. So I personally went for the chocolate macaron ice cream sandwich in France, which was delicious. Highly recommend. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite restaurant to eat gluten-free at is in Walt Disney World. Or if you haven't been since being gluten-free, let me know which one you're most excited to try. And if you're making your dining reservations soon and you're thinking about doing some character dining, I actually did an entire video on all of the character dining in Walt Disney World. I will link it in the cards up here as well as in the description down below. My next tip for you is to take advantage of mobile ordering. Now, the entire idea of mobile ordering is that you don't click that you're here until you're actually here. However, I'm going to tell you that if you have a gluten allergy, that this is not the case, because gluten-free quick service meals tend to take about at least 10 minutes, but usually 15 to 20 to come out, because they often don't make them there. They make them somewhere backstage in a gluten-free kitchen. So, for example, one of my favorite quick service places for gluten-free in Magic Kingdom is Columbia Harbor House. I swear to you, they have the best gluten-free chicken nuggets you'll ever eat in all your life. And I learned my lesson the first time I mobile ordered. It took far too long. I was starving. It was like almost time for the parade. I was not a happy camper. I mean, it's not their fault. It's just what needs to happen to keep the food safe. So, I have learned that if I get a Fast Pass for Haunted Mansion, mobile order as I'm walking into the Fast Pass queue, when I come out and go into the restaurant, they'll be just about ready for me. So, mobile order before you get to the restaurant if you are going to take advantage of mobile ordering. Make sure if you are mobile ordering that you order from the allergy-friendly section and you order something that is obviously gluten-free. It'll be marked very clearly on the app. At quick service restaurants, you also want to make sure that the food comes out on a different colored tray. The tray colors are different from restaurant to restaurant, but you want yours to come out by itself, not with the rest of your party's food because it's cross-contamination. And the tray should be a different color because that alerts the cast members that it's an allergy-friendly meal. This way they don't, again, cross-contaminate. If you're in a table service restaurant, your food will usually come out with an allergy stick. It'll be like a little wooden toothpick with the little flag that says allergy. My next tip is to make sure you hit all of the gluten-free must-dos. To name a few, you've got Erin McKenna's and Raglan Road in Disney Springs, and you also have Nomad Lounge in Animal Kingdom. I'm going to do a full video on all of the gluten-free must-dos if you guys are interested, so definitely let me know with a comment down below if you want to see that. The last tip that I have for you is one that I learned the hard way, let me tell you. Do your research about your resort. This was not even on my mind. I have always wanted to stay at Boardwalk, and I have a long list of reasons. The first reason is that it's absolutely gorgeous. The second is that I'm obsessed with jelly rolls, so much fun. And the third is you've got a view of Spaceship Earth, and if you know me, I'm obsessed with Spaceship Earth. So, when the opportunity presented itself in March, I was all over it. However, Boardwalk is like the absolute worst place I have dealt with a gluten allergy. Now, I should mention that part of the reason that Boardwalk was so awful for me was because I do have other food allergies. Let's start with gluten. They do not have separate gluten-free fryers. So if you have a kid that exclusively eats chicken nuggets or french fries and a hot dog, you're out of luck here. They do not have gluten-free fryers anywhere at the resort. You can get those things if you want to walk over to Yacht and Beach Club, but I didn't learn that fun fact until we were about to check out of Boardwalk. So, nothing fried is going to make it into your mouth at Boardwalk. The table service restaurant there also did not have a gluten-free menu, and they had two other options other than the ice cream shop. The first option is the bakery. The bakery could do salads and sandwiches. However, this is where I ran into a problem. I mentioned that I also have a severe mushroom allergy, and they kind of, freaked out is not the right term, but they were very concerned about the mushroom allergy combined with the gluten allergy. Most of their sandwiches had mushroom on them, or their salads had them as well. And they were very concerned about cross-contamination with the mushrooms because it is in everything. I also believe, this is what I kind of gathered from the conversation, that they may share a kitchen with the pizzeria, which is where I ended up getting dinner that night. I got a gluten-free pizza. They were very concerned about the mushroom. So if you don't have a mushroom allergy, you might be okay eating there, but you don't have a lot of choices no matter what. So, Boardwalk, as much as I loved the atmosphere and I loved Spaceship Earth, I don't know how often I'll be staying there. I'm going to try out Yacht and Beach in the near future if I can get a room there to kind of see how that compares. I believe they also have a view of Spaceship Earth. Clearly, a lot of my Disney World planning revolves around how close I can possibly get to Spaceship Earth, but it's fine. My point in that whole spiel was, do your research about your hotel. I did not even think about it, to be honest. I was so worried about the parks and finding the best snacks that it didn't even cross my mind that once in a while I'd be eating at the hotel. So definitely look into that before you plan a trip. And if you want to see some in-the-moment accounts of the gluten-free eating at Boardwalk, I will leave the vlog linked up in the cards and in the description where I talk about that whole experience, because I was talking about it very raw, very in the moment, and it definitely might be helpful to you. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite gluten-free snack in Disney World is. Mine is probably the gluten-free churros at Nomad Lounge, and I would love to hear yours. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you hit the notification bell, you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. I'm probably going to be doing a part 2 of this video, and then I would also love to do some videos of the best gluten-free food options in Disney World. So if you want to see that, make sure to stick around. Also, feel free to share this video with any of your friends that have a gluten allergy, because it can be really scary to travel when you are unfamiliar with the food and the accommodations that can be made for you. I want to hear all of your best gluten-free dining tips in Disney World, so make sure to leave those in the comments. I'm sure everyone would love to hear about your experiences and your different perspectives, because everyone does have different experiences with food allergies. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys with another video on Tuesday. Bye!